In the last session, we have seen why we need comprehension in Python and what are the mechanisms we can use when we will use the comprehension in Python. So today we will see how to use match case statement in Python. Okay. So before starting the session, let's focus on the use case. So what is our use case? Let's assume that, so here we have declared the meal options, that is the dictionary, where we have defined the key as the nuts and the value is 100, which is the price. Later actually we have increased the price multiply by 2 using the comprehension. Now our use case is that passenger can select a meal during booking the flight, correct? So what we'll do, first we'll take the input from the user. How we'll take the input, as we have discussed earlier, let's assume that meal option, this is the input variable, and then to take the input we will use the input function. Here we can write that, let's assume that please select a meal. What are the options we can consider? Now we can consider, let's say in the new line we can write down, first option is that nuts, correct? Again we will write down the next line, we can write down that noodles. In the next line we can put the option as veg sandwich. So in this way we can define the selection, or we can define the options when user can select or when user will select the respective option. Now what we will do, we will use the match case statement. So match case statement nothing but to match the particular value. If the value matches, then the next case statement will be executed. How it will be executed? Let's assume that we can write down, let's say match. Which option will match? Will option meal option. So this is the option. Okay. Now in this case what we will write, let's assume that the case would be, so what is the option? This is the option, right? The meal option. So what are the options we have? We have the options as 1, 2 and 3. So case 1, here for the case, if I'll select case 1, at that point we are selecting the meal as nuts. So we will write that meal equals to nuts. Okay. Now what will be the price? Let's say meal price is equal to, we have the dictionary, right? This is the meal options. So we can use the get function to get the value with respect to the key. So what we'll write down, the meal options dot get, then we'll write down the meal. So this is the key. So it will display the respective value as 200 or 100. Basically now it will display the 200 because already we have multiplied by 2 using the comprehension. So here we will just declare the variable, let's say meal is equal to this one and meal price is equal to, let's say 0. Okay. So in that case, next case, if we'll select case 2, so if match statement, so match statement will take what is the option we will select or what is the option we have selected. Based on that, case statement will be executed. If the case matches with the match whatever we are selecting, at that point those statement will be executed. So the case 2, the similar concept we will take here. So here you can see the indentation is important. So here I am not maintaining the indentation. So definitely we will get the error. So for that we can, if it's wrong, then you can just use the tab keyword, okay, or tab key. Now what we'll do, we can select noodles here, and then I'll copy the same thing. Let's assume that, or sorry, so this is case 3. So here we can write down the veg sandwich. Okay. Now let's assume that I have selected the number 4, but that 4 option is not available. So in that case, in Python, we can use the underscore. So underscore is defining is nothing but to the default statement. Okay. So here we can put the default message. Let's assume that we can print that print. Then we can write down. Let's please select the correct option. Okay. So in this way we can use the match case statement. Okay. Let's run this program, then we will see what is the output. So what is the name? This is pay seat number. Border selected seat number 10. I will select seat number 5 as per our earlier program. So now you can see the option 3 is not available because I have written wrong here, right? Instead of /n, I have just written 3. So let's terminate the program. Let's correct the first, then we will come here again. Okay. So now let's run the program again. Pay seat number is 6. Now you can see, please select a meal. First option nuts, second noodles, third is veg sandwich. So I will select, let's say 1 nuts. Here the program has been executed successfully. Now we will see if I will select the option 4. Let's assume that. So let's assume that I am selecting option 4. Here you can see the default message is coming, please select the correct option. Now what's the problem we are facing here? The thing is that when user has entered wrong value or the correct one, the program has been terminated, or I can stick on the wrong value. Let's assume that if I will select or I will enter the option number 4 which is not being present in those options, at that point program is being terminated, but it is not asking to enter the correct option. It is just asking please select the correct option, but there is no cursor because program has been terminated. So what we will do, we can use the while loop here. So for that definitely we can use the same flag, while execution flag, what we have used earlier. So we need to maintain the indentation here. So I will select the enter statement and just press tab key. So my indentation is right. Now execution flag, if you remember, we have used execution flag where we have used here, right? So here actually we are just checking the respective reserved seat numbers value is equal to 0 or not, if the seat is matches with respect to the bot seat number or my seat number or with respect to the reserved seat number. That we have discussed in the earlier session already. Now here actually after execution of this while loop, the execution flag set as false. Now if we'll execute this statement will not be executed because already as per the previous while loop the execution flag has been set as false. So for that reason we can declare execution flag equals to true. Okay. Now if we will execute the program again, so let's assume that I have selected seat number 7. Here I will select, let's say, seat number 4. Again, please select the correct option, but it's coming right. So user can enter the correct option. Now problem here is that if I select 2, again it is asking to enter the correct option, right? So for that we need to terminate the loop if user will select the right option. So that is the reason we need to make that the flag is false. So execution flag equals to false. So I'll copy this, C, Ctrl V. So when user will select the correct option, then while loop will be terminated. If user will select wrong option, then it will ask to enter the correct option. Another concept we have studied, how to use the while else. So in that case, we can easily use the else here. This is the while else. So when that else will be executed, when while loop will be executed successfully. is not the mid of the execution. When the loop will be executed successfully, then the else block will be executed. Okay. So now here we can write the message, right? So let's say print f. This is the formatted string we have already discussed. Let's say selected meal is to, we can write down that meal and meal price, let's assume that this option. Okay, now I will terminate the program. I will run the program again. Now what is SP? So what is selected? Seed number 5, my seed number is 6. Now you can see I can enter the input as, let's say, 4. First we will see the wrong option. So it is asking the correct option. So I will check the, I'll write down the right option 1. So here you can see selected meal nuts and the meal price is equal to 200, because as per the latest comprehension we have multiplied by 2 for the respective key, right? So then initially the value of the nuts or the price of the nuts is 100. Using comprehension it is 200. That's why it is showing the 200 here. Now for the beautification, user can enter the option in the next line. So for that, what we will do, we can easily write here, so the next line, automatically the cursor will be printed into the next line, and here also we can print the message in the next line. Let's rerun the program. Say seed number, let's say 10. Here, see, you can see now the cursor is not beside the option number 3. Now you can enter the option number 2. Here you can see selected meal noodles and the meal price 400. So in that way you can use the match case statement in Python. So as per our methodology, let's go to our readme document. So in day 11, what we have learned today, so match case statement starts with match keyword. If the value matches, then particular case will be executed. We can compare with the switch case statement used in other programming language. So in the C, C++, Java, we always have used the switch case statement. So in Python, instead of switch case, we have to use the match case, but the concept is the same. And at the default statement execution, we have to use the underscore in the match case statement. So that's all for today. Thank you for joining the session. Bye.